Here we go. Hello, and welcome.
To two boomers seething. We're fucking pissed.
Yeah, we're mad. So angry right now. Seething.
What are you angry about today, Dennis?
Your two hosts here, Mr. Topkick.
Oh, wait, I said your fucking name. Fuck, you're gonna have to re-record this now.
Matter.
They don't fucking know. Yeah, they don't care. My name is Top Keck. We're here with Oops. Yes, his name is Oops. Because
Two
Oops,
hosts.
I fucked up. Two O's.
Alright, whatever. Let's start the episode. Yay! Hold on, we got
Can you do the clapping? Do the clapping sound. Yay.
to turn that
Just
up.
like my Japanese people.
Oh, this man.
Oh, this mess. Oh, this mess.
Alright. Are you watching
What?
my screen? You see my screen?
I don't see your fucking screen because I can care less. I'm gonna rant about nothing.
Alright, there we go. We gotta watch the video together, right?
Yeah, we're watching the video together. So what are we gonna watch? We're gonna watch Top Keck versus Oops, but we're not even playing a fucking fighting game.
No,
What are you
dude.
talking about? What are you doing?
The Justin Wong video. We just discussed this. Here we go. Are you watching my screen?
Yeah, I'm fucking watching it. Here we go. We're gonna watch the whole video and then do a breakdown.
We'll pause it in between, autistically.
All right, you go first. Because, ladies and gentlemen, let's make it very clear.
Feel free to interject in the video, and I'll interject.
I already watched the video in terms of what Justin Wong was saying, and I'm a little disappointed because he didn't point out the game that made him, but we'll talk about that later on as the topic comes by. I don't believe Oops actually watched this video, so we're going to try our best to discuss what we believe neutral is, why the topic of neutral even came about, why everybody's full of shit, because the conversation of neutral didn't fucking exist when they were talking about Street Fighter 4. But for some reason, neutral existed in Third Strike, and now all of a sudden it's a conversation in 6, which shows that the FGC doesn't have a fucking brain. But we'll get to that slowly but surely. So, Oops, do you want to say anything before we start this video?
The FGC has the memory of a goldfish. That's what I'll say. And I'm gonna like this video, and I'm gonna subscribe. Yeah. Don't do that to this video, though. Don't do that.
Look at this.
Don't describe. Oh, look at this
look at
fucking
that.
guy.
That's what is that? What did he do?
What is that?
What did he do? Did he out neutral me? What's up, everybody? This is Justin Wong.
Did he out neutral him?
I mean, yeah. Like, when Yan does Ganesian in that game, he has, there's 3 priorities in that game: light, medium, and hard priority for normals. Like Street Fighter 5 had priority. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
When Yan does a super, he has super priority, so he can beat, like, all normals. But I think in that scenario, like, crouching medium kick, you know?
So there was a neutral game that was set in place, correct?
I mean, he's full screen dashing across.
Look at this.
I don't know. Why is he backdashing?
Backdashing. I mean, Justin Wong is backdashing.
Somebody's back. Whoever's Chun-Li's backdashing. But anyway, let's
What's up,
continue.
everybody? This is Justin Wong, and we're back with another talking topic video. And this time, it's about neutral. I've seen a lot of people talk about how neutral doesn't exist
How much did
anymore.
Capcom pay
Age
this
of footsies
motherfucker?
is
To make this
complete.
video?
I've noticed that recent fighting games have had a paradigm shift towards aggression mechanics. Street Fighter 6 Drive Rush strives Wild Assault, Grand Blue Rising's Raging Chain, even Tekken 8's new Heat system. We're moving past the age of footsies and neutral and into an age of Unga.
Can I stop you right there?
Yeah.
This person obviously doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. When you talk about aggression in fighting games, one of the 2 main ones that constantly are coming to my mind are Guilty Gears and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So once again, we have the community that refuse to acknowledge certain legacy games and educating themselves in terms of what the community is and what they already had to offer and how they can be a part of it. Because these baseless comments is what fucks everything up and give these developers the bad idea, like, maybe I fucked up. Maybe I should patch this shit. All right? That's just me ranting. That's all. You can continue now.
gone, and we're in the age of unga bunga. Our fighting games at a point where it's just like much easier to learn, to play. People are understanding how to just bypass neutral using neutral skip moves and everything like that.
He's
I
not
do
lying.
feel that unga bunga is upon us, but we're gonna talk about it. If you guys want to hear my thoughts, hit the like, share, subscribe, turn on bell's notification.
All right,
Let's get
pause
into the
it.
video. Posted about
Do you think Unga Bunga actually exists? And I want to keep the audience aware that I'm a Marvel 2 player. I know what the fuck Unga Bunga is. All right. You guys are just starting to realize what Unga Bunga is. All right. But you need to understand there are certain options in place in terms to answer that or being able to fight back. The games now, they don't allow you to fight back. A lot of it is set play. I mean, some people are going to argue that it's not and blah, blah, blah. That's fine and everything. But do you have anything to add to it in terms of what he said, the whole Unga Bunga aspect? Do you feel that's true?
Well, you initially asked me if I think Unga Bunga exists, or rephrase your question, I guess.
Does the Unga Bunga mechanic actually exist in fighting games today, or are there more defensive options to keep you alive?
I'm gonna say like yes and no. Like we do have these strong options to us to like skip neutral and do things like that, and for certain characters, like I don't mind. Like Balrog in Street Fighter 2, like he's gonna rush punch you, right? He's gonna do a headbutt through your fireball. He's gonna come at you, right? That's his whole game plan. But
Pretty Unga Bunga.
when everybody has that mechanic, you start to lose what the characters are supposed to be. You know what I mean?
And we are seeing that evidently in Street Fighter 6. Some people would say that it's becoming very apparent in Mortal Kombat 1 now that they added Marvel-like assist in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that. But then you have other games like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, where they're doing these cooldown like mechanics to circumvent those Unga Bunga like tactics. You have other games. Yeah, I know you were gonna do that. Then you have like what was the other game called? DNF Fighters. They were another one.
DNF Duel.
DNF Duel. They were trying to.
That game is just nonsense.
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck to say about that game. I played that game for 30 minutes and I decided it wasn't for me.
I was watching someone play it, and it just kind of reminded me of like some like Morgan Doom assist like thing going on, but both players are doing it. That's just what like idea I got, and I was like, well, maybe I won't play this game.
Oh Jesus, man! So Unga Bunga exists, but it's not to say that we don't have defensive options, But yeah, play the video. Let's see
We're
what
8
Justin
minutes
has
into
to
this
say.
43 seconds.
about this. I noticed that recent fighting games are having a paradigm shift towards aggression mechanics. Street Fighter 6 Drive Rush, Strive's Wild Assault, Grand Blue's Rising Raging Chain, even Tekken 8's new Heat System. We're moving the age of footsies and neutral and into the age of Unga. Allow me to clarify some things. I did not mean to imply that all old fighting games were footsie fighters. This was just a common observation of most popular fighting games between the years 2015 to 2020. Street Fighter 5, MK11, Sam Show, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Strive Season 1, etc. Of course, there are exceptions to this. My personal observation has been that ever since the fighting game renaissance started by Street Fighter 4, most fighting games that followed it begin to design around specific trends. It happens at such intervals that you can easily divide them into errors where certain mechanics were perfect.
Whoa, that audio.
I respect it. I understand what he's trying to say. Like, obviously, he's saying that like more recent fighting games are kind of crazy, but I actually have a different take on it, because even though with like after Street Fighter 4, I do felt like games at the highest level like Street Fighter 5, Sam Show, Grand Blue, MK11. It was still part of footsies and neutral and everything like that. It's more of like, can people weather the storm? When he's saying like all old games are like kind of like considered as footsie fighters or just slower pace because there's not lots of mechanics where it kind of bypass neutral. I don't think
just gonna watch.
I think
Justin
it's also
talk.
because people were not.
I'm waiting for him to like end the point so we could go over it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
At fighting games back in the day. Games were just a bit slower. I think that's why fighting games weren't as popular back in the day, before the age of social media, YouTube.
What was he talking about? Pause that.
He's kind of rambling a bit, and we're gonna ramble a bit. Give me a lot of
talking about?
rambling.
This is Mr. Marvel versus Capcom 2. What is he talking about that fighting games weren't as popular? All right. I mean, they might not have the big audience that we have now, but back then it was pretty fucking big. Last I checked, everybody wanted to take out Justin Wong's title. Everybody wanted to take him out. What is he talking about? This is Mr. Marvel versus Capcom 2. Everybody came to fucking Evolution to take his title. How long did he have that title? What was it, like a 6-year reign, 7-year reign? This guy was one of the greatest players of all fucking time. Now, I'm not going to say that fighting games were more popular back then than it is now, but I'll say that around that time period, we still had the arcade era, and then we are eventually going into the console era. So we still had that still vocal people that were still talking on the internet. We had GameFAQs. We had cheapplanet.com. We had all these other fucking websites where people were talking about fighting games. What the fuck is he talking about? This is a Capcom ploy. I'm going to say it right now. Capcom gave this nigga a script, and there was like, yo, we're not going to talk about Marvel 2. We're not going to talk about Third Strike. Those are like the black sheep in our eyes. Let's talk about Street Fighter 4.
So
let's talk about Shoryuken.com. Let's talk about event hubs. Let's talk about Reddit. Let's talk about 4chan V. Like those were the main areas where people were discussing this fucking game. And they were hating on Third Strike and the legacy games and so forth. Maybe I'm just ranting off and going on a whole different direction.
I will say, like, videos like this that have been popping up like within the last couple years, like,
hey, I don't want to hear it.
So they all have this like kind of like tone where it's just kind of like they're kind of trying to meet the middle of the road and say like, oh, you know, things aren't that bad. So it's always been like this or like something like that, or things are much better now. Like it's somewhere in the tone of that. It's never really outside of that tone. Like very recently we're seeing like the criticisms of Street Fighter 6 start to pop up, even though, you know, those have been around since like week 2 of the game. People are like, all right, I kind of figured this game out like a bit. This is a problem. This might be a problem, you know, etc. And we're all seeing it, you know, all flesh out today. It's like everyone knows what the problem is. But the thing is that like these kind of content creators, like in a way, like they don't make that much off tournament winnings to sustain themselves. They've got sponsorships. They've got, you know, the views they got on YouTube and all this shit. The ad money. Like, you don't think in the back of their mind, like, man, I wish Street Fighter was as big as Minecraft or Fortnite. Like, you know how much money they would be making if that were the case?
My issue is that I want everybody to keep in mind that Justin Wong was a part of the team that were working on Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Fuck the fact that the game failed, all right? We need to understand interior motives when people make these type of videos. Every commentator that makes a positive video about Street Fighter 6 and is not highlighting the issues that the small community is actually being very vocal about is a fucking problem. We need to point this shit out, all right? And let me say this also. This is also a double-edged sword. This is the reality, because this type of thinking is also what destroyed Street Fighter 4. Don't ever forget about the people that were screaming and seething about the online Ryus and how it was overtaking everything. It didn't matter if you were a character specialist. You were always going to fight 3 or 4 Ryus. It was terrible, at least in their eyes.
Yeah, back in the day, you had a lot of people like looking for matchups to play. Like people would be like, I want to fight this character, and they would connect that way because, you know, going online and ranked, it was just like all Kages. You'd see like some Elenas. I think there was like Yonder's AE.
In my eyes, that didn't do any good because it killed the person who represents Street Fighter. Ryu, you killed the poster child. Now the poster child can't even win a fucking tournament. I mean, yes, we have Ending Walker and we have a couple other players too, but look how much they have to fucking struggle and how smart and intelligent.
So is that Capcom's goal to like make Ryu like
the most intelligent player?
Like not a good character because they don't want to see people pick him so much?
That's what I believe. Because why were they so fucking vocal about it? Look what they did to Ryu in Street Fighter 5. They killed that man.
Look, I think when you have something like this that, like, let's look at it as like a game developer. Like you have a character that everybody picks and everyone goes to, I think you need to go about it like to make that character like a little more like difficult to play, but not bad. You know what I mean? Like Luke
Look
is
what they
kind of
did this
Luke is kind of difficult to play, even though he's supposed to be like the
the new Ryu.
the new Ryu for like everybody to pick up and look. Oh, look how cool he is. He's harder than Ryu because he has those perfect chains.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, it gets to a point where as you continue to play Luke, those perfect chains become muscle memory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you start to play Unga Bunga. You're not even thinking with Luke half the time.
So the
That's
Unga
why you
Bunga
see.
does exist.
Yes, it does. At least yes, it does exist. You know, especially with Luke. You know, I will say that he's a very Unga Bunga character. You know, but that's besides the point. Let's see what else Justin Wong has to say. I think we
So,
strayed.
all right. So, is there somewhere I should skip to? Because he's like, I see Street Fighter 2. That might be interesting. Should I just skip to
Yeah, go
that?
to the Street Fighter. Yeah, skip to that. Because he's going to at least talk
It's
about the neutral aspect of Street Fighter 2, and he's going to question the neutral of. This is why I keep saying it's a little biased, because he's only picking certain matches and pointing out the neutral in this match, but he's not looking at other matches that are considered masterclass where they are showcasing the neutral,
Yeah,
the footsies.
that's usually what they'll do with Street Fighter 2 to shit on it. They'll look for like one of like a worse, like a bad example. They'll be like, oh, this whole game is like stupid. And it's always like
And
Sagat, Vega.
I want to remind everyone, if you're nice in Street Fighter 6, if you're nice in Street Fighter 5, if you're nice in Street Fighter 4, if you're nice in Street Fighter 3, there's no reason why you're fucking trash in Street Fighter 2. The game is the Grandmaster. It's called Grandmaster Challenge for a fucking reason. They figured it out, guys. Let's not lie to ourselves, okay? But play the video.
insanely dumb was Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Obviously,
Look at this
the grand
fucking
finals
shit.
of Tokido versus John Choi. John Choi, known as like really fundamentally
The
solid
god.
player.
He's one of
Tokido
the
also
gods.
is also fundamentally solid, but for some reason during this
John
time he
Choi,
realized, oh,
Alex
I could just turn
Ryan,
off my
Eddie
brain
Lee,
and just
Street
literally
Fighter 2 god,
wall
and there's
dive
many
my
more.
way to like
Mike,
top
I
three.
think Mike Watson is another one. Fuck, there's a couple of other ones too. There's these Mexican players from Cali that were very well known. One of them got deported. He got back sent to his country. Joe Zaza spoke about that
Damn,
shit.
he was winning all the matches after that.
It's some crazy shit. Yeah, it's some crazy shit. Nah, play the video though.
Making money in ST and everything like that. But like, check this out. Right. And look at that. You just do it early. Like, you can't stop it. It's so hard to stop and everything like that. And literally everybody in America, like everybody in the world.
So, from what I understand, this wasn't supposed to be designed this way, like by the designers of the game, and this was only found out like years later, right? This Vega loop shit.
Yeah, because of the wake up options, you're
And
not able to react.
like, I always see this example when people talk about Street Fighter 2. Always.
But you want to know what bothers me? That I've seen certain Ryus react properly
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
the.
you could deal with it. There's ways to deal with it. Yeah.
And there are certain situations where the Vega will, or let me be correct, where the Claw will fuck up.
I just hate this narrative that like, oh, this is what Street Fighter 2 is. This is how every character plays. It's like no.
But
couldn't
yet
really
in the
stop this.
Japanese, well, pause this real quick. Yet the Japanese are saying that T-Hawk is the god tier character because he
Uh-huh.
can kill you in 360s. That's it. That's all he needs.
That's Street Fighter 6 numbers right there. 3 touches, less than that even.
Act every single time. It's really hard to get past that. And John Choi is a person that has been playing ST forever. I don't know how long Tokido's been playing ST. Before this tournament, I have never seen Tokido ever played ST at Evo. Again, he's been to Evo every year. You know what I mean?
So even
So it's
Justin
just one of those things.
doesn't even know. Come on, man.
This is like you don't even know. Like I'm like, when did he learn, or did he just pick up this strategy and just like went with it and it just cooked the world, right? So this is one of those matchups that's like it's just so funny, right? Look, he got to guess.
Alright. I'm tired of this example. What's the next example? 2 Vegas? Even better.
Two Vegas.
Beat his own strategy. it's kind of good, right? Right? You just literally it's just wall dive city, right? This is neutral skipping. Neutral
But this is
skipping.
my
I feel like
problem. Pause this really quick. Is that really neutral, or is that the actual engagement of battle? Because you're starting your special move.
It's not neutral skipping. He's knocking him down and he's going for a mix-up. Yeah, he's moving a lot of distance across the screen, but when is he skipping neutral? Like, you don't do this in neutral. You don't do the, like, you might do it sometimes, but primarily the wall dive is done like as a mix-up on your wake up.
I've always felt the term neutral skipping was used for Yun and Gnaijin or Gnaijin. That's how I always felt, because the way you were able to advance forward. So that's why I felt that example was appropriate. I mean, as we get down, we'll talk about that.
For me, it was more like a Street Fighter 4 thing. You had a lot of characters with EX moves that would just go way across the screen, have like projectile invulnerability, or just be like so fast and like safe on block, where it's like they do it and now they're on top of you. And it's like in that game, that was like such a like tied behind EX, like it had a cost, and it was like you didn't see it all the time usually. But then you went to like Street Fighter 5, the next game, and it's just like the character's always on top of you. He's always plus. And now it's like Street Fighter 6. Now I drive rush. I spend that measly like whatever drive bar. It's like not even comparable to. It's like almost free even if you really think about it. And you just fucking go and you're always plus, and then you're on top of them. It's like here's a mix up now, shimmy, whatever the fuck.
Can I ask you a question really quick? So
Yes.
when I'm playing Sean in Third Strike. When I do my rolls and I'm successfully able to roll to the other side, is that neutral skipping?
For
You
me,
understand why I'm
for me, I think for me, neutral skip would be something that is like so fast you can't. There was no way you were gonna react to it, right? And it puts you in an at advantage state. Let's say. So I guess like Yun's dive kick can almost fit in that description a little bit. But if you
okay.
predict it, you can kind of stuff it out. So I don't know.
So how about this? How about the example where I'm able to do standing hard kick close, and then I'll do the charge tackle, cancel, feint it, and then grab you right after. Is that a form of neutral skipping? I mean, I know I'm posing a scenario in general, but I'm trying to understand what is actually neutral skipping. Because to me, the fact that I'm able to perform a standing hard kick, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go into charge. You still have that slight reaction to, to perform your move, but instead I'm able to get a free grab. Is that a neutral skipping?
I think some people might look at it that way. I don't think I necessarily think that is neutral skip.
I mean, I want people to understand that I'm using third person example. What I'm talking about is Sean's charge tackle. When he's able to charge forward, you can actually cancel it into certain normals to get a little, little mix up. Sometimes if they do a low, you might be able to grab them, get into the charge tackle, if not, pause it, and then do a normal grab. You'll be able to get a freebie.
Soul this name.
Yeah, I just want them to understand that. So I'm trying to understand this idea of neutral skipping. What is neutral skipping? Is he using this example and refusing to talk about Marvel 2 because there's more neutral skipping and Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
I might have a good. I might have a good example for this.
What? Go first.
That guy straight. Oh man.
So this is Filipino champ versus Reinhardt. He's playing Yun.
I mean, look at the fucking freebies that Yun has. I mean, he is just privileged in every way.
At some point, Yun is going to do EX shoulder and go right through a fireball. I don't know if it happens. I never watched this, but see right there.
Oh my god!
Watch.
Christ.
For me, this is a neutral skip. For me, that's like full screen.
But can I ask you a question? Is that reactions though? Huh? Was he reacting or was he mashing?
Yeah, I believe he was reacting to the Yoga Flame.
That's disgusting.
But in that scenario, I think he's like plus one or something.
Look up one more video. Look up Salt Champ, the infamous video.
Is it the second one here?
No, it's not that one. It's the Street Fighter 4 one.
Who is Salt Champ, a player or something?
Oh no, it's the one where the Yun did the fucking EX in him, and he loses and he drops his stick, and he's like mad pissed off.
Might be a hard one.
You're not gonna find it.
That might be a hard.
Yeah,
one to
nah,
find.
you're not gonna find it. Forget about it. Nah, it's fine. Go back to the video, guys.
So I'm gonna bring up a good example of neutral in Street Fighter 4. Also, while we're at it, this is Bonchan versus Valle, Street Fighter 4, Hugo.
He was a very good neutral game. Yes, you're actually very correct. Wow, intelligent pick. Yo, play some audio. What the fuck, man?
Sorry, here we go. Get
Or
demonetized.
clap it as well.
Hear that Steve Sonic, baby. I need to hear that Steve Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
what did he
wake
say?
up low short.
Can you replay that
Bonchan
really
maybe
quick?
was
What does Steve Sonic say?
Or clap it as well.
Give him a hand.
Oh,
Neutral jump, he was late on the reaction.
yeah. Wow,
Neutral
wake up
jump.
low
He was
short.
late on the reaction. Man does a
Bonchan
fucking
maybe was
tiger
waiting for
move. He
something
calls
else.
it a
Oh, he's gonna be
neutral
able to get the
jump.
clap, but no follow-up combo.
Let's ignore
Was the low
Ski
short
Sonic's,
into the
commentary.
lariat.
We saw him earlier.
Wait, look at this. Look
Definitely
at Stand
has
Fierce. Look
to
at
be
that.
complete.
Does that Stand Fierce go into anything when he
Was
hits
the low
that?
short into
If
the
this is Street
lariat.
Fighter 6, that Stand Fierce. Wait, dude,
We're
fucking
going to
drive rush. Like, if that connects at all, like, you know, these older games, like even Street Fighter 4, which I don't consider an older game, follows some rules of like what neutral is supposed to be. Like, even though I showed
Is
that other example with Yun going right through, like this game has both extremes. It has good examples of neutral and it has good examples of like obnoxious like neutral skip and things like that.
But can I ask you a question? Is that a
Yes.
check? The fact that he's doing a standing hard, is that a check? Is he checking to see if he's blocking or pressing a button at that exact moment? Because you see it, you know, he did the tiger knee, he waited,
To the lariat.
pressed hard punch. Yeah, like replay it again. Yeah, you see? Is he checking at that moment? Because I remember that was a term that was constantly used, and now we're no longer using it. Now we're talking about neutral skipping and so forth. I'm a little confused on what's happening with the community. Look, he's checking.
Trying to whiff punish him, trying to hit him. You know, this is the neutral game. This is what it was.
Look how beautiful this is.
And like,
and-
you gotta
and I-
understand, like a lot of this stuff, like see that.
Like an idiot. A beautiful forehead combo.
A lot of these buttons don't go into anything. Like the way you play Street Fighter 6, if your button doesn't go into anything, there's no point of using it. There's almost no point of using it.
Where's the neutral skipping? Is what I'm. Oh, is that neutral skip? The fact that he was able to nullify.
You found the neutral skip right there, the armor heavy punch. We found it.
He found it.
How dare he neutral skip me with this nullify projectile into armor? Anyway, look at this.
Wait, one more example.
So, nah, I think we're good on that. But
come on.
Now Justin Wong is here, you know, complaining about Vega. I want to
Where's
see.
my audio?
It's just funny.
That wall dive.
Try to go for the grab.
But look, despite all that, there was actually a lot of neutral in there. It wasn't all wall dives. He's jumping a lot, but you know, jumping's part of neutral in a way.
I saw 2 wall dives, 3 wall dives so far.
Where's the wall dive spam? Where is it?
Wall dive. Only 4 or 5 wall dives.
What was that? You hit him out of the air? You could do something about a wall dive?
Oh yeah, he did.
You could do something about it? What? I thought it won you the match.
So you can react to it.
It's mostly-
Maybe you can only react.
It's really good
Cool.
on their wake up. It's really good on their wake up. They gotta, like, you know, do an invulnerable move or, you know, block correctly, or if it's a grab, you're fucked. But you know what I mean. I hate this example. All right, let's go to the third strike example here. He's gonna play.
I'll let you have fun with this. I'm not going to say a
Neutral
fucking
heavy,
thing.
but she's OP neutral heavy, like has great buttons and everything like that. But then you fight against a character that really bypasses neutral because of just his super. So when you think about Genaijin,
I'm not gonna say
most people are like, oh, this is
I'm
it's
not
just
gonna say
a
anything.
super that grants you custom combos and everything like that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. In terms of that regards, like if there was a summary of like on like what Genaijin is from Capcom's official website, it's gonna be like, oh, it's a super that makes Yun have the ability to like juggle combos and everything like that. But it's really it's at
A lot
the
of
point
verbiage.
of the game where it's not used at that. When any Chun-Li player or anybody sees Yun has full bar, you have to play defensively because you're like, oh, he's gonna activate, right? Activate.
Is that not the same for Chun-Li? When
A lot of
When
verbiage.
Chun-Li has a super bar, you got to be defensive too.
A lot of verbiage. Nothing is being spoken. And I'm a scrub. I want
What did he do, bro?
So he chose to backdash here to run down the timer. If you think about it, he didn't want to contest this, so he just backdashed.
Look at this. Look at this.
But I don't see what that has to do with like him skipping neutral, because he could eat a button right here at some point. You can eat a parry, eat a button.
Couldn't you just jump over?
That's
him?
what.
Jump right over the guy.
It's a little riskier than that. I think it would be riskier than crouch medium kick or attempting a parry even.
Is that? What did he do?
I think maybe even like back fierce.
What did he do? Did he out neutral me? Did he out neutral me there, boys?
Dennis, did he out
put me-
neutral him? Oops, did he out neutral him?
Oops. Did he out neutral? I mean, yeah. Right?
I want everybody to understand that I am a low tier player in third strike. I play Sean. Neutral doesn't exist in my eyes.
Some would argue that's the most neutral character in the game, but I think they're wrong. I think that's a
Yeah,
character
they're wrong.
I think that's a character that gets that heavily rewards your like Oki knowledge.
Absolutely correct. Those basketballs will catch even the best player off guard. And I'll leave that conversation. Anyways, did he really get out neutral here? Like, come on, man. The guy's just doing what? Standing light?
Standing medium punch.
What did he?
Medium punch going forward the whole time?
You're like,
Come on,
oh, he's
man.
gonna act. Any Chun-Li player or
Pretty sure you just do crouch medium.
anybody sees Yun
Crouch medium kick. I don't know, man.
has full bar,
Let's
you
watch
have
it
to
one
play
more time.
defensively because you're like, oh, he's gonna activate, right? Activate.
Crouch medium.
What did he do, bro?
Oh, he did
And
crouch.
he still got the fucking attack.
He did a crouch
He still
jab.
got
He did a crouch jab there.
Activate.
What happened? I thought you couldn't fight it with neutral. I don't know what this example is trying to show. I don't know.
All right, show me the next example.
What did he do,
Jesus
bro?
Christ.
Look at this. Look at this. What did he instantly? People just naturally.
Is that it? Oh my fucking god. Was that it?
No, there's
Was
another
that his,
example.
Was
in
that
there.
his point with that clip? Was that his point?
It was terrible because he still got the answer.
Oh my god.
This is what I'm trying to say. I need to remind everyone, and it's not the shit on Justin Wong, because Justin Wong is one of the fucking greatest. We are nothing more than two seething boomers.
Two seething boomers.
This guy plays the 3D games. I play the 2D one.
I think if we were
All
sitting
right.
down with him, I think we'd have an argument about what that was. Not like
'Cause he's still-
not like a bad argument, but I think he would have some points and we would have some points.
But he still got the first attack. That's my issue. He said he got out neutral, but he still got the first attack. Regardless if he still got contested at that moment, he was still able to react. He was just like, oh, fuck it. First attack. I jump over now.
I play
It's
Q a
literally
lot.
what he...
Whenever I see someone pick Yun, I go straight to Q, because that is like one of the most fun matchups I can have in that game. Because it is just one guy being so aggressive towards me that I have to outplay him. And I love that. I lose that matchup so many times, bro. And I love that matchup. And every time I see Yun come at me with the Grenadian, I'm like, all right, This is my chance. I gotta stop this nonsense. And I'm gonna tell you, half the time I stop the nonsense. There's like a couple like super really good players in this game that they're like whatever S rank or A rank on Fightcade. They're probably the only ones that consistently beat me with that stuff. And even then, I'll take rounds off them with Q. So he's playing Chun-Li and complaining about that. Like, I don't know, bro. I think you got some better tools than Q does.
You'll be surprised the players that I've performed a role on a fucking Fightcade, okay? And they switched up their whole matchup in terms of how they
roll into super. Show you.
Roll into super.
All right, what's this next example? So I don't really play this game. So let's see. Is he gonna? What is this?
Oh no! Let him talk the bullshit, and then I'll talk. Don't worry.
Fireball, neutral, and everything like that. But as the pandemic happened, more people started figuring out like, oh, custom combos are actually busted, right? So custom combos are actually
during the pandemic. People found out that custom combos were busted.
Always knew the game was fucking busted. You see how the narrative.
This was during the pandemic, apparently.
Apparently.
Did I miss something?
Are the Japanese not playing this fucking game at April and all these other fucking tournaments out there doing custom combos all day? Are you mean to tell me that the Americans figured it out during the pandemic? Something's wrong here. Something is wrong here.
I hate all these narratives about these games.
Either the FPC is racist towards the Koreans, the Japanese, and the Chinese. They're racist towards Asians because it's all about the American tech, or it doesn't exist to us.
Maybe I missed something here. Let me see.
And everything because you just like go across the screen. It's hard to react to. You know, same thing over Grand Blue 6.
Did he just say Ganesian was hard to react to? Does he mean the buttons themselves?
Street Fighter 6 Drive Rush. It's
the best players
kind of
react to games.
You know, like skip neutral.
Oh, he's talking about Street Fighter 6.
You just like go across the screen. It's hard to react to. You know, same thing over Grand Blue.
It eats your inputs too, so.
6XL. People are being very creative these days with like kind of like older games using like the things in characters arsenal. So Alpha 2 was played so much as a footsie fighter. You know, they're just playing
East Coast
so Alpha 2
is 2022.
Yep.
So apparently, the people of East Coast Throwdown only started playing Alpha 3 during the pandemic, I guess.
Played so
Alpha
much
3, Alpha
as
2,
a footsie
Alpha
fighter.
1.
You know, they're just playing footsies, playing sweep, fireball, neutral, and everything like that.
The footsies only existed during the pandemic.
As the pandemic happened, more people started figuring out like, oh, custom combos are actually busted.
This guy's crazy.
I'm sorry. What? What is this? What?
The guy. I won't.
Nobody touched this game since it came out. Nobody was like, you know what? Fuck this game. I don't like how Ryu looks. He looks dumb. I'm not gonna play this game. It has some weird Vism thing where you glow and your buttons are faster. Nah, I don't like it. So nobody played this game for decades. All of a sudden, 2022, they're like, yo, custom combos are in this game and they're busting.
They're busted. You thought EX2 had custom combos? Nah. Alpha 2 had.
Why didn't he make the same example for Third Strike? Yo, Yun's kind of crazy. They realized this during the pandemic.
It's a narrative being put.
People were at home, Duke. You don't understand. They were at home. They had all this time to figure out Alpha 3. To go in depth in the system and figure out what was OP in this abandoned game that one guy played 20 years ago.
Right, so custom combos are actually majorly busted. Just activations, invincibility, can't watch your feet, and it leads to so much set play stuff. And you know, Vicky Viper, amazing rush down player in general. Right, she is playing Sakura, right? And I kid you not, I'm gonna be honest with you. She is the most bunga character I have seen in an old.
He plays this character.
No, he does.
Game outside of Vega for a while because her cross up for some reason acts as like a pseudo unblockable where it's just really hard and you get pretty much into a loop all day. It's just really hard to get out. Block and then activate or get an alpha counter, knock you down or get a grab, and boom, that's it, right? So even though with these amazing normals that Sakura has with like standing heavy kick, fireballs and everything, you don't even use the tools that she has that really gives her that neutral. You're like, I don't want to play this neutral game where we're gonna play this like little whiff punish. I want to get in and just mix you up, right?
Is that not the definition of a Rushtown character?
I thought that
primarily is trying to get past neutral, I guess. No?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because the
Like,
idea is that
this whole argument about neutral skipping is about all the characters and the systems in the games allowing everyone to play like a Rushdown character. Is that not the argument? And he's going through. He did 3 examples so far: Vega, Yun, and now Sakura. He's like, look, guys, neutral skipping was always a problem.
Let's take a step back really quick.
Can I close this video? Like I knew what this video was gonna be about without even watching it, bro. Like, I had a feeling it was just gonna be a narrative.
I keep asking myself, when did the argument of neutral become problematic? When did it become problematic? It never existed in Street Fighter 4. It never existed in Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 6 came out.
F-Zero X. Look what's S tier. Hellhawk skipping neutral.
Oh, man.
The F-Zero racing games, bro. They're skipping neutral. During the pandemic, they made this tier list.
Oh, man. Don't you give me that shit now, bro. And those guys are godlike.
Skipping
I
neutral.
was watching those videos, man. Listen, can you show me a video of Sanford versus Duck Doe at EVO 2006?
Sorry for the typing noises, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's the one, the first one. That's the money match.
Listen to that crowd. Hold on, listen to that crowd.
Pause that, please.
Have you heard a crowd like this for Street Fighter 5 or 6?
It doesn't exist, and they don't want to admit it, but that's besides the point. I want you guys to understand something. When you look at this fucking game right here, pause. No, you gotta pause this. You gotta pause.
Sorry, I had to listen to the crowd. They were so excited. I was like, what era is this? What is happening? Sorry.
No, you can restart the video, but I want you to understand something. For everybody that's watching this video, ask yourself, what's neutral? Look at how Sanford Kelly is playing. He is the one that's playing Storm. Look at how Duck Doe is playing. He is the one that's playing Spiral. He's the one with the swords. Please keep that in mind. This whole argument of neutral skipping, being neutral, being engaged, defensive options. Ask yourself right now, what the fuck is happening right now in this matchup? Just watch this first matchup. That's it. You don't even have to watch the other two. All right, they're getting close. Where? That wasn't neutral? That wasn't neutral, Dennis?
It's not
Am
neutral.
I going fucking crazy?
It's not neutral, dude. Look, they're skipping.
Oh, okay.
They're skipping neutral.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm crazy. They respected each other. You saw that in the video. They backed away from each other. They didn't even fucking press the button. Look at the neutral. Look at the neutral. Look at the neutral.
Or
Look at him press the button. No, I'm sorry. He's pressing button. He's mashing right now.
Like the grenade stuff that's happening right now. He's like popping it there. He's getting blocked. He's dodging it sometimes.
That's not neutral? Oh. That's not neutral?
The crazy thing is that look how many actions both players are making. They are playing the game at almost every single moment. Every single moment, they are both actively playing the game. They're both pressing buttons. They're both moving the stick. At what point do you see them like stuck in a 7-hit drive rush combo into a cinematic super? When?
Don't say, nah, man, he got Luke right there. You ain't see he did 2 hyper rings.
How many hits is this in the game? How many hits happen per each Marvel game? 100? 50?
Maybe more. More.
Street Fighter 6, you get hit twice, it's over. Oh no. Found the glitch. You found the glitch. Turn that off, we can't show that to the audience.
Okay. You can pause this video. Now that you watch this video, I want you to ask yourself, what was neutral? From the beginning of the match, when they got close to each other, crouched, and you saw Sanford Kelly super jumped, Ducto took a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I got the order reversed. They didn't engage at all. They gave each other the respect to at least start the setup. That's not neutral?
So someone would argue that that's 2 zoners playing the game. Can you go into why that wouldn't be the case, or why you think that is the case, or what are your thoughts about that statement? Let's say devil's advocate.
Well,
It's not neutral. It's 2 zoners playing.
2 zoners. I mean, all right. I understand the idea that yes, you are calling Sentinel in the background before you engage with Storm, but keep in mind that you are playing as Spiral, and once you activate Swords, you can zone out the character. And for a defensive option, you can call out Cable, and he'll come out with his scimitar, which is an anti-air. So whether you're coming from the air or from the ground, you know, it's a good defensive option. You know, it'll knock them right out the way, so you're able to start again. But once again, the character's away. So are you going back to neutral, or are you getting zoned out? You know? So then ask yourself, when you're in fucking Street Fighter 6, you know, when the guy does his drive combo and he finishes, right, and he starts his drive rush, are you back in neutral, or are you getting zoned out?
Hi. Soul desu.
You know, some people are going to be like, oh, no, man, this guy's fucking full of shit. He's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. My issue is that right now we are mixing the definitions of what neutral is supposed to be for what said game. Let's please keep in mind that each game has a mechanic that makes it play the way it is. That's what creates the uniqueness. That's what creates the character specialties. Okay?
Can't you say that about Street Fighter 6?
It's a unique game, you know? Everybody has a character specialty. It's called Drive Rush. That's what makes it happen. It's Drive Rush. Fuck those guys.
We're gonna have to make a video breaking that game down.
Oh, we'll do another one another day. Fuck that.
Any last words for everyone before we go into another pandemic and find out some crazy thing about another game?
I don't think neutral actually existed. I feel as the player, our animalistic behavior to engage in combat is to react. Regardless if you're a trained fighter or not. Even when you're standing still, it's a reaction because you're waiting. You are aware of your surroundings. Some people may call that a parry, wink, wink, but that's besides the fucking point. What I'm trying to get at is that I don't think neutrals never fucking existed. We were always pressing that fucking button. Do you really think that in the beginning of Street Fighter 2, those two monkeys were saying, this is neutral? Yeah, I'm just going to keep throwing fireballs. And the other guy was like, nah.
In the beginning, no. But I think as time went on,
So-
you started to see effective strategies. And those effective strategies eventually needed a name. If you were spamming low kick, that was called footsies.
Oh my God, here we go. You sound like that fucking cocksucker.
I mean, but if I can take what he said, if it's, you know, it's the truth. So it is what it is.
You know, I mean, I will agree to that. You know, the footsies argument. But in terms of being neutral and standing still, I don't think that exists in any fighting game. The only time that you stand still and you start to decide whether or not to react to what your opponent is doing is when you're about to die. And that's the reality. That's when neutral comes into place. It's not in the fucking beginning. In the beginning, you're like, nah, fuck that. I want to get my combo off, man. I want to show what I'm doing. You know, this is what I've been practicing in my boxes the whole time. You know, I'm the one with the bigger dick. You know, this is the reality. And we keep lying to ourselves. We're like, no, I'm intelligent. You know, this is a gentleman's game. I'm here with a cup of tea. You know, I'm reading a book. I'm very exquisite.
So you're,
you know, I understand
you're in favor of the Unga Bunga then?
But that's the reality. Fighting games have always been Unga Bunga. There's always been an animalistic aspect to it, you know? I don't know why we're lying to ourselves. I mean, yes, when it gets down to it, there is that chess-like level of reactions in terms of like, all right, if I create this move, this is what he's going to do. Can I stop that before it even happens? Or if there's something else that I can do, but he's not able to react in terms of my engagement.
I think
You know,
the more I think about it, if I were to break it down, I think it would be, for me, what neutral is would sort of like, that's the Hugo match we were watching where he's placing the heavy punch.
That was beautiful. I'm
Like,
so
to
happy
me-
you picked that as an example.
Like, to me, that's like maybe almost like a pure form example of what neutral is.
Okay.
Like in Street Fighter
Everybody-
6, you'll see the same thing, but the reasoning is very different. Very different. In Street Fighter 4, in that example, he's trying to keep him out. He's trying to keep him out of his range. He's trying to hit him if he tries to dash in or do a clap or anything like that. He's trying to hit him out of that. In Street Fighter 6, all you're doing is fishing for any hit to start a combo. That's all you're doing. It doesn't matter if you what distance you're keeping him at, what distance is at play, the map position, the positioning in the stage, like none of that matters. All that matters is if who's gonna hit first into a combo. Because all that matters at the end of the day in Street Fighter 6 is damage and how you're gonna get that damage. The easiest one of the easiest ways to get damage is by doing that. Button,
Yeah.
activation, combo.
Yeah, they basically took out the V trigger and just gave you an extra step. That's it.
V triggers with extra steps. You always have it at all times, so it's okay. So it's balanced because everyone has it at all times. It makes it good.
Yep.
Can I say one last thing? Because I feel like all these definitions and terms are getting lost as the years go on. And one that bothered me recently was gimmicky. Like, all that character's gimmicky. What does that?
What the fuck does that mean?
What does that mean to you?
Gimmicky? When a character is gimmicky? Oh, that means you got outplayed? That's what it means to me. Well, when you make a statement like that, oh, that character's gimmicky, you know, they have like certain setups, you know, and if you're not able to react fast, no, you got outplayed, nigga. Because you know what the fuck he's gonna do. Stop lying to yourself. This is the problem.
So okay,
How
so
can you go there?
is Blanca a gimmicky character? Do you think?
I thought he was just
because he's like tricky and stuff, and he's like gimmicky or whatever.
I always assumed that he was just electric E Honda.
Okay, but would you define him as gimmicky or any character as gimmicky?
Gimmick? The only game I feel like that have a gimmick are anime games or the Magic series, because each character's attribute is tied to their characteristic, if that makes sense. You see, Cable, he's from the future. He holds that gun. He got plasma grenades, plasma guns.
That's
all right?
like a artistic design thing. I just mean like it, from what I remember, the term gimmicky used to be like that character had a lot of like weird tricks that made you think one thing was happening, but it was actually something else.
Nah, man. Like, what character? At that point, you're gonna have these idiots saying that, oh, you know, Yun's not a gimmick.
So
You know,
from that was my understanding of what gimmicky kind of meant. Like back in like Street Fighter 4, people would say that about Blanca. People would say that about like, I don't know, maybe Gan or something. Like he was like gimmicky. Like he had like a weird thing that he did that only he did, and it was so weird that it was confusing to look at. Like you didn't know what was going on. But apparently the word gimmicky in fighting game terms now just means whatever your character does. So Ryu's gimmick is that he has a fireball and a Tatsu and a Shoryuken. Balrog's gimmick is that he punches you and just dash punches and up headbutts.
I thought that was the style.
To me, isn't that just what the character does?
Yeah. Oh, what does my character do? Oh, he shoots fireballs.
you-
Oh, okay, what does my character?
Would you say that's a
Punches you
gimmick?
down.
Like with your Cable example, would you say that's a gimmick? Like the gimmicks of what the character does?
Now you have my hands tied behind my back. God damn it!
No, but I'm just wondering, like, because to me it's confusing. I see all these definitions for things changing all the time, like footsies and neutral and neutral skip or whatever the fuck. The mental stack. The mental stack.
Yes, the mental stack is very apparent.
It
All right.
only released after the pandemic. The mental stack. We didn't have it before, but Mom bought it for us. Now we got the mental stack.
Fuck, man. All right. Maybe the gimmick does exist, but in terms of how these players are using it, I think it's used incorrectly. I think they're being outplayed, and I want to point that out. That is the reality, because you got to understand.
I agree, but I think that's an old example, like I was saying. I think now it's just like gimmick is like what your character does, and I don't understand how it changed in like such a short time. But I guess we're going in circles with that one a little bit. But I wanted your thoughts about it. Like maybe I'm just like retarded. I don't know. Anyway,
No, I'm the idiot.
This has been like almost an hour. You have any final words for the fans?
Well, in terms of neutral, you decide what neutral is, and you let us know in the comments. I guess our one viewer who watches it,
that one guy.
That one guy.
That one Japanese man who's like, what are they talking about? Fucking retarded.
Rubs.
Stupid asshole. Let's read our one super chat. Who would you rather bang, Cammy or Poison? All right, thank you for the super chat. We're gonna end on this this applause from this crowd that was like insane. Have a good night, everybody.
Say it first.